Oh, welcome welcome all to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic dust storms are in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler. Joining me once again in the studio over here underneath the blurred out thing on the wall is Mr. Jimmy Jett. How are you doing, man?
I am doing well. Thanks for asking. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Now that we
hear that.
Yeah. Now that we have video back,
Yeah.
were you planning on making any comments on the blurred out thing on the wall, or
I really have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can't see it?
No.
You
I don't even notice it.
I
don't know what you're even talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either. It's cold to the touch though.
It is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hot Metal Fab.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
Things are well.
Mm-hmm.
We might need to add a lock on the door or something. To every time I come in here, something's changed, added to the wall, more disasters and things ruined and noodles thrown up on a wall and people's handwriting on it. And, when we actually make this a video studio set up, I might be more particular on what people do in here.
Yeah, that's funny. We get visitors in the studio that like to leave surprises, mainly for Jimmy.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure.
Good stuff. So this is a Monday episode.
Yep.
Hopefully everybody had a fantastic weekend. All the good stuff going on out there. For everybody that's already down at King of the Hammers, congratulations. Take showers.
Way early.
You're way early.
In my opinion.
Yeah. But everybody that's got to do pre-running.
Yeah.
You got dirt bikes to ride, maybe. Maybe you have a trophy truck to drive.
To watch, even.
I guess you could watch.
They are crazy.
Yeah, they are. If you've never seen, like, trophy trucks on TV are kind of like, wow, that's kind of cool. That's fun to watch. Trophy trucks in person, it's another visceral, like, guttural thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's totally different from watching on TV. Like Ultra 4, I could watch on TV and be completely fine.
Okay.
Trophy trucks, I don't know. It's just something completely different in person than on TV.
Yeah. It's kind of like those monster trucks.
Yeah. I have been to a Monster Jam, but I've never stood like next to a monster truck while it was on.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I really want to do.
Sure. But watching them on TV, you're like, meh. But even just seeing them in person, you can feel their like power in your chest, and you're up in the nosebleed seats.
Yeah,
and you're still like, oh my gosh, it's so loud.
Yeah, the seats are vibrating up here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's because your person sitting next to you farted. But yeah, man, good stuff. So if you're down at King of the Hammers, I salute you. You're gonna be down there a while probably. This episode is going to be kind of our KOH prep for 2025. Yeah. So before we get into it, though, we've got some housekeeping to get through, as always, because we have really cool vendors, really cool companies that we like to work with here on the show. And they really like working with us. And they really like interacting and working with you guys, the listeners, as well. So the first one up is, of course, Onyx Off-Road. We have a 1-year elite membership, an annual subscription to give away for Onyx at 700 reviews over on Apple Podcast. So go over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. You automatically get entered to win a 1-year elite membership once we reach 700. So if you can find out how to leave more than one review, you increase your odds of winning. So just make sure that you still have access to that account and you don't break up with your significant other until you win.
Absolutely. Because we do have to get clarity or clarification that you can, and that is your account.
Yep, you have access to it.
Yep, you need to be able to get in there to prove it for us.
Yep.
Another thing we've got going on is once you get to 750 reviews, we are giving away a set of tires from Yokohama Tire.
So rad.
So rad. Thank you, Yokohama, for the sponsorship and the partner. And thank you for all you guys leaving those reviews to get us up to 750. But you're going to win a set of tires, DOT approved tires, and they have to be less than a 20-inch rim.
So you can win the same tires that the Capreras use to race King of the Hammers in.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
Or the same tires that Tyler has on Kermit.
That's true. Yep. If you win, I might just send you my tires.
Yeah.
How's that?
And then you get the new ones.
And then I get the new ones. Yeah.
Okay. I see how this goes.
Shh. You're supposed to go that far into it.
We'll just send you this one.
Yeah, that one will work. Oh man. So let's see. That's the giveaways with Yokohama Tires and Onyx Off-Road. Thank you to both those companies. Go check them out if you guys are interested in some tires. At least look and see what they got. See if anything fits your fancy. They got some really cool compounds, some really cool tread patterns for a lot of different uses. So, and then Onyx Off-Road, of course, if you're going to be out exploring away from cell service, you should have some sort of mapping software. So off-grid, cell service mapping software offline, and that's what Onyx is great at. So check it out. They got a lot of really cool stuff, but a lot of really cool features too. So what else do we got? We got a monthly giveaway.
We do, but before we go there, I do want to say that if you're going down to King of the Hammers, make sure that you have Onyx Off-Road too.
1000%. It's very handy down there.
Yes.
I use it every day, multiple times.
Very easy to get lost out in those dunes.
Yes.
Out in the back area. When you're in town, not so much. But yeah, if you're headed down to King of the Hammers, make sure you download Onyx Off-Road.
Yeah, for sure.
But yes. All right, continue on.
So this is our monthly giveaway for January with Torque Strap. A lot of really cool stuff that they're doing. Some fun products they're coming out with. It's essentially I like to think of it as a dynamic tensioning cam strap. So you can just pull down on it like a cam strap and any regular cam strap. But what's cool about it is whatever you're tying down in your vehicle, whatever you're tying down, could be your significant other. If you're into that kind of thing, if it moves, if your significant other moves, the strap automatically adjusts for that movement to maintain tension so that your significant other doesn't end up getting up and running away anywhere. So that's what I may or may not have been using mine for.
Got it.
So,
okay. I was going to ask, but I'm glad you clarified. Yeah.
Or if you have a toddler that's running around causing chaos in your house, torque straps are great for that as well too.
So I wonder if you can do the bungee side or the spring side of the strap to the toddler, so that if it runs too hard or too fast
like
at
a
once,
dog, like those dog leashes,
yeah,
with bungees in them.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Your toddler's got to go more than 125 pounds of pulling force to do it, which I don't know. Some toddlers might be able to do that.
And you're only allowed 14 feet.
That's true. Yeah.
Could be fun. We can find out.
We can
maybe a new viral video for Torque Strap.
There you go.
Yeah.
Grant, we have some ideas for you. We got Torque Strap. If you guys want to win some really cool Torque Strap products, just go to irate4x4.com, get signed up for the monthly giveaway under the SnailTrail4x4 forum over there. You have to be signed in, obviously, before January 31st, or you do not have a chance at winning these. Once February 1st hits, you are donezo, and you'll be moved over into our February giveaway.
Yes, you will.
You will. So let's see. Any other giveaway stuff we got going on?
I think that's it.
All righty, cool. Shall we hop on over to KOH Prep hashtag 2025?
Yeah, I think so. We can hear from another one of our favorite show sponsors, Brian over at 4-Wheel Underground.
Oh yeah, he's got some amazing stuff. I forgot to talk about this. I was going to wait until I got them in and we kind of get the problem solved, but I've been talking a little bit about my springs on my coilovers, right? And how they're rubbing on the coilovers.
Yes.
Brian called me one morning. He goes, dude, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, sounds good. So we're talking, I don't know, for some reason in my head, I keep thinking they're Radflow coilovers. So it's a Radflow thing, right?
Sure.
And Brian's like, no, I warranty everything that I sell. So if you have issues with your springs misbehaving on your Radflow coilovers, I will help you deal with it. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, you're totally right.
And that just goes to show the customer service that he's willing to provide for his products.
Exactly, right?
Yep.
So we had a discussion, sent him some pictures, and we came up with, I think, a good solution. What we were finding out that the springs, the magnitude springs that he used to provide with his coilovers, because he kind of pre-tunes the coilovers for you. The springs that he used to provide, those magnitudes, there's a rating to a spring, a specification to spring that has to do with its stability.
Okay.
That the ability for a spring as you compress it to not pop out sideways like a slinky.
Sure.
Right. And magnitude is one of the, I don't want to say lower rated for that ability. But one of the best rated springs for spring stability is IBOC springs. And so he is now doing IBOC springs for everything. He got an account with IBOC and is switching everything over. And he said, it's a way more stable of a spring. Let's just start by getting you the same spring rates and same size springs in iBox because they have a much better stability rating.
Okay.
And we'll start there and we go from there. So
sweet.
Again, we're in the process of hopefully solving my spring issue on my coilovers.
Yeah.
And it again just goes to show what Brian does at 4-Wheel Underground and the level of customer service and how much he actually truly cares about his suspensions and everything that he sells working properly for people. So shout out to Brian. Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And so now we should hear a little bit from Brian.
Is it on Monday? Yeah, it is Monday episode. So let's hear a little bit from Brian real quick about 4-Wheel Underground. Then we'll be right on back with hashtag KOH prep.
If you have a 3rd Gen 4Runner and want 16 inches of wheel travel without cutting into your sheet metal, check out 4-Wheel Underground's brand new cantilever suspension, featuring an integrated anti-sway bar and turn-by-dial disconnect. Don't sacrifice performance and comfort for the sake of wheel travel. Get both with our new cantilever system at 4wheelunderground.com.
We're back. I had to get some water. I asked Jimmy if he wanted a water, and he kind of looked at me weird. I don't understand why.
I usually don't drink water out of a can.
Oh, but I mean, it's nice.
Rocky Mountain water.
Rocky Mountain water.
Yeah.
Silver can. So
yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm sure it's very tasty.
Whatever. Have you ever had Monsters water?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
It's very watery because it is water.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was very disappointed because I was expecting a monster to get in my mouth, and that sounded weird.
Is it caffeinated
nope,
water?
Nope. It's water, pure water.
Interesting. I've never had any of those liquid deaths.
I haven't had one of those either.
No. I've had like LaCroix and whatever, all the other.
Where's your pinky out while you're drinking it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Only it's crooked though. Yeah. No, I don't. I just wasn't in the mood for Rocky Mountain water at the moment.
Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah,
you're missing out.
I know.
Anyways, welcome everybody to today's campfire discussion. We are, God, I mean, it's like a week away from a lot of people going down to KOH, maybe a week and a half for some people that are just going down for Ultra 4 week. So we decided that we hadn't done an episode yet about kind of like things to look forward to, things to look out for, things to do, things that you should remember to be packing when you're going down there, because that list is extensive. We've done episodes like this in the past. So I'm guessing Jimmy will put those in the show notes. We're getting a list of them as we're getting this one together.
Yes.
Yeah,
so, I'll run down a few of them like we have, and they'll be down there in the show notes for you guys. But we have like a volunteering at King of the Hammers episode with Cliff, Clint Cunliffe.
Yep.
There you go. Sorry. 262. So if you're interested in volunteering and helping out, you should definitely listen into that. We have episode 368 was headed to King of the Hammers, bring this. So that was like important items to not forget. So that will be down there. We have a King of the Hammers to-do list at 366. So what things are going on down there. And then we have a year later, for the most part, 268. We have what to expect or going to King of the Hammers for the first time.
Yep.
So we have a lot of kind of King of the Hammers content dedicated to specific items and focuses. If you're interested in any of those, the links will be down in the description, so you can jump over to them. This one's more of a broad topic. Like we're going to kind of cover all those, but in not quite as depth.
Kind of updated as well, sure. Right? Because the lake bed changes down there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So let's start off with packing, shall we?
Okay. Yeah, getting ready to go. What are you thinking about?
Yeah.
Sure.
What are your top 5 items
Yeah, well,
because
first
packing can be an extensive list for KOH. So let's just start with 5 items.
Well,
that you make sure is like at the top of your packing list each year.
Beer, and beer.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I would look at the weather.
Yep.
I would see what the weather's doing. Best that you can predict. We all know the weather people aren't 100% accurate all the time, and the lake bed will change within the hour.
Yes, it will.
So I would look at what the predicted weather is, plan accordingly. I would still, like, even if it says it's going to be absolutely gorgeous and the best weather ever, I would plan to have some cold weather clothes regardless. Yeah. I'd probably bring a rain jacket just to have one in the truck in case you ever needed it. So, I mean, I would probably say, so I would throw rain jacket in there as one of the items to bring just to have it. General clothes, warm clothes, kind of all sort of one and the same. I would definitely look at food prep and thinking about breakfasts and what food you want to bring, hydration, water, ways to carry your water around with you would be up there, because you don't want to have like, oh, I've got plenty of water at the truck and then go off for a while and be like, I'm thirsty. What do I do? All my water's back at the truck. So carry an Nalgene or some water bottle, or just carry one water bottle and refill it. Something that whatever kind of works for you. And for me, I like to think about camera gear, because I like to run out to some of the obstacles, shoot some photos, capture some video. Of course, I got to bring the podcasting gear, but not everybody's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
But I like more than a cell phone photo wise. Cell phones are getting really good these days. Some of them have an okay zoom, but like as a spectator, you're not like in the action. You're still a little ways away from the action.
Yeah.
So if you got a good little tripod, a camera with a good zoom on it, I would definitely consider those and capture some of those iconic moments on some film, or digital film nowadays.
Yeah.
Some sort of way to capture those memories, something to show off to the family and friends when you get back.
Yeah. Cool. I like it. Those are some good things. My kind of top choices are chapstick, number 1.
Sure.
It doesn't matter what happens. It's a desert. It's dry. And for some reason, I just personally, I get dehydrated quickly and easily. And the first thing to start giving me a lot of problems are my lips.
Okay.
And getting chapped. So chapstick is huge. And it's for anybody. The other big thing is wind protection.
Yes.
You are going to have wind down there. It may be a nice breeze constantly all day, or you could have 50 to 60 mile an hour sustained winds, right? So you're going to have some sort of wind down there. And if you don't, you're going to have a lot of dust, right? So my second biggest item is a twofer for that problem, those two problems.
Okay.
Old ski goggles.
Yes. Good one.
It just helps keep the wind out of your eyes and sand out of your eyes. And it keeps the dust out of your eyes as well, as much as it can, just so that you don't have to carry around Visine and be using Visine 5-6 times a day.
Yes.
So chapstick and goggles are my top ones, along with goggles, sunglasses, just eye protection, right?
Sure, absolutely.
And then from there, I like to just pack layers, right? So that's be my third item, is just layers.
Okay.
So from your rain jacket to base layer of thermal pajamas or
long
something.
johns,
long johns, whatever it is. Because it will be in the morning 30 to 40 degrees. And then in the afternoon, it'll be 85 to 90.
It can be. Yeah.
So you're going to want to shed layers throughout the day. And then what do you do with those layers? You put them in a backpack.
Yes.
So number 4 item is a backpack. And that's kind of what you were getting into, is a way to carry around water. Drink, stuff like that. So backpack is super handy to have out there, because you're walking around the lake bed. You're going out to the different obstacles to spectate during the races. Maybe you're going out to just hang out at night to watch all the shenanigans. So a backpack would be kind of that 4th item for me.
Yeah.
And then,
great one.
And then 5th item is food, kind of like what you were saying. Breakfast stuff, you got to figure out kind of on your own. There are some coffee places in Hammertown that you can get coffee and maybe like a pastry at. I don't know if they would even have pastries. Haven't never stopped there for breakfast.
I think breakfast is sort of like doesn't really happen in Hammertown.
Yeah.
There's a lot of food in Hammertown now, way more food than has ever been there before. And it seems like there's more and more food options coming every single year.
Yeah.
So getting dinner, getting lunch.
Yeah. Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Breakfast, I think most of the time everybody assumes that you're going to get that yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So, lunches and dinners, super easy to get in Hammertown. It is expensive food, but if you go to the right places, you actually get pretty good portions for your money.
Yeah.
There's one in particular Mexican food stand that looks like an old Western bar kind of thing.
Okay.
That place has some amazing burritos.
Okay.
I'll go there every day for lunch throughout the entirety of the event.
Cool.
And they're big burritos. They're expensive. It's like a $12, $13 burrito, but you get a pretty good sized portion out of that burrito.
You get 2 meals?
Almost. Depends how much you eat.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
There's that Dang Brothers Pizza.
Yep.
Dang Brothers is pretty much always on the lake bed there. So they're out there already. I saw already some pictures and videos of their fire truck hanging out.
They're out there this year?
I
don't think they were there last year.
I think they got banned from BLM lands for a while.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that they've got that sorted out. I did see images and pictures of their fire truck down there.
Okay.
Whether or not it's going to be in Hammertown on BLM land, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So Dang Brothers is down there somewhere. Let's see. If you're desperate for breakfast, make the drive down Highway 247 and down to Cafe 247. They have amazing breakfast burritos and breakfast options there. They've got good burgers there as well if you want to make the drive out there for lunch. But there's some decent enough food in Hammertown typically for lunches and dinners, like Jimmy was saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One that I left off my menu or my numbers there because my packing menu because I thought you were going to say it. Is a balaclava.
Oh yeah. I think that kind of
like
maybe goes into my layers, but that's definitely a key part of my layers I bring for sure.
Absolutely. A balaclava or like a gaiter, neck gaiter, a mask of some sort, because it just goes right in line with all the dust that Tyler was talking about. You know, you're going to be layering up. You're going to be protecting yourself from the wind, dirt, and dust that's flying around. And there's no cure for hammer lung.
Nope.
And hammer lung happens from just being out in the desert and out in the dust for a long time and breathing in dirt for an extended period of time and screaming and yelling at people.
Yeah.
And you just end up hoarse. And the best way to prevent that really is to have some sort of protection for your nose and mouth so you're not breathing in all that dirt. Yeah,
you have one of two conditions at Hammertown all the time. Day, night, 24/7. The first condition is wind. Right. So there's sand getting kicked up off the lake bed, dirt getting kicked up off the lake bed, and it's pelting your face. You're breathing it in. It's getting in your hair, like it's just getting everywhere. Right. And so you're going to be breathing that in. The other condition is no wind, in which case everybody walking around kicks up this really fine silt dust. And it just sits there and lingers like a cloud. It doesn't settle. It doesn't go anywhere. And you're just in a dust cloud all the time.
Well, that and all the vehicles driving around.
And all the vehicles. Everything is just kicking up dust. And it's so bad at nighttime. Like when people get out in their vehicles at nighttime, if there's no breeze going, it's like a heavy fog and you only have 20 feet visibility. That's how bad the dust is there. And so you end up breathing all that in. So pretty much 24/7, you're breathing in dust, dirt, silt, everything. And it wears on your vocal cords. It wears on your respiratory. You are blowing dirt boogers 24/7. So balaclava, neck gaiter, something to just help mitigate what your dust intake is into your body, helps and goes a really long way.
Yeah, absolutely. We sound very cynical on everything that's going on there. I think we just really want to prepare you and have your knowledge of what it's like down there.
Yeah.
But that said, let's move on to a little happier note. Let's talk about 5 fun things to do down at King of the Hammers.
I like it. I'm down.
You want to start that one off?
Sure. Top choice for things to do is nighttime. Go up to a lookout point and look down at the lake bed.
Okay.
That's my favorite thing to do at night. And there's 2 lookout points that I love going up to. One is Fisher Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Getting up to the top of Fisher Mountain at nighttime and just looking down over the lake bed. The other one is that lookout point at the end of Turkey Claw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Getting out up there, you kind of have to park kind of a little jankily if you have a high center of gravity vehicle.
Yeah.
In order to be off the trail and be able to let vehicles drive by. But you park right at the end before, if you're going through Turkey Claw and starting on the rock side, and then at the exit of Turkey Claw, there's just a really steep decline dirt hill. You park at the top of the dirt hill and then walk up to your passenger side up the rocky walkway. And the very top of that is a 10, 15 foot diameter area.
Yeah.
So you can't fit a ton of people up there, but you can fit a group of 7 to 8 people up there fairly comfy. And it just looks out over the lake bed.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty neat. So those are my 2 favorite things to do at nighttime there. But go up to a lookout point and look over the lake bed is number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, go to Chocolate Thunder or Backdoor at nighttime and just watch. People watch. People watch, vehicle watch. It is amazing, some of the stuff you get to see. Now, the caveat to that is also watch your back and be very aware of your surroundings at those 2 locations any night of any week that you're down there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that happens. People are playing with fireworks. People are very inebriated, falling down around you.
Fires lit everywhere.
There's little campfires throughout the canyon and little spots everywhere. So just be very aware of your surroundings. But if you can be aware of your surroundings while you're out there, it is amazing. World-class people watching.
Yeah. It's up there with airports.
It's up there. Yes, for sure. So that's number 2.
Okay.
Activity. Number 3, if you're there Tuesday.
Yeah.
Ultra 3.
Ultra 3 for sure.
That is, you just think about it and you're like, who came up with this idea of driving a little 3-wheeler as fast as you can in a tight circle so much that it burns a hole in the ground.
Right.
And then having competitions over this.
I want to get there while they're creating the track.
Yeah,
I want to see how that's done. Like, do they just
pick
do
a circle
donuts?
around the teepee and just go for it. That's literally all it is.
And they just keep going until that hole is dug.
Yep. And then the goal is to have it dug for Ultra 3 night Tuesday.
That's fun.
So Ultra 3 night, fantastic. It is getting to be a bigger and bigger crowd every year. So it's hard to get to a spot where you can see down into the hole and watch the races happen. But if you can get to this point where you can see that, it's highly entertaining to watch these guys just go balls out on these 3-wheelers in a 50 foot diameter circle.
Yeah. Nuts. If you can get to the inside of the circle, it's probably the safest spot. Because if you're standing on the edge of the circle and they lose control, that 3-wheeler could be coming right at you.
Yeah, it happens every year. People on the edge get run over by 3-wheelers, or people come flying off their 3-wheelers into the crowd.
Yep.
Like it's
Yep, definitely.
So anyways, Ultra 3 night, always entertaining. So that's number 3. Number 4, Backdoor Thursday night.
Sure.
It's less of an official quote unquote event anymore.
Yeah.
But Big Willie always shows up.
Oh yeah.
And puts on a show. And then because he's there, the crowd's there. That's when all the I don't want to say the big boy cars, all the big boy cars that are serious come over and put on a good show at Backdoor, trying to get up Backdoor.
Absolutely.
So that's the high horsepower night. You get to watch some pretty incredible rollovers and recoveries there. Some interesting things happen. People definitely still get too close. I think that there's something to be said about that. Like, I like Thursday night Backdoor from up on the canyon wall.
Yes.
Because you just get to see a bigger view of what's going on. You're just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're down in it, you don't really get to see much other than the person's head, the back of their head that's in front of you.
Sure.
So it's very impressive to be up on the canyon wall just watching down at Backdoor Thursday night.
I mean, it's fun to be down in the chaos. It's wild and crazy, and you're just feet away from something happening, whether it's positive or negative. But I do agree that putting yourself up on the wall and getting a good overview of the chaos that's going on is always fun.
Yeah,
it's a great point to be at to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another world-class people watching with some really fun vehicle entertainment at that one.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
And then number 5 is the races.
Yeah.
And vendor and just Hammertown in general.
Okay.
Right. Hammertown is a sight to behold. And you really start looking around Hammertown and you're just like, none of this is here in, 3 days after the race.
Yeah.
All of this is gone. You just look around, you're like, holy shit. They literally set up a whole town in the middle of this lake bed and then tear it all down. Yeah. And so Hammertown is a sight to behold. Just go around and enjoy Hammertown. There's vendors, there's food, there's some big screens to watch the races on, watch qualifying on. The short track is right there, comes into the center of Hammertown. So you can watch qualifying. They do the class 10?
11.
The class 11 racing comes down through there, and that's always entertaining to watch. Yeah, the VW Bugs. They do a longest jump competition on the jump in the short track. Some days there's Power Hour, which is a lot of fun to be down in town for Power Hour. The commentators are down right there in the middle of town. So they're sitting right in their little booth and with a window looking out on the crowd. So you can watch the commentators and listen to them while they're there. Sometimes you can yell at them and kind of talk to them and they'll talk to you through the window if they're not in the middle of doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's that's the other part is just enjoy and really take in Hammertown.
Yeah.
So
that was going to be one of mine for sure was Hammertown. It's just a fun place to walk around. It's a good place to meet with people, see vendors, see companies that are out there supporting the industry and being a part of the industry.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really cool companies that are out there, a lot of different brands, competing brands. So it's fun to kind of compare. There's some big name brands. There's, the like Toyota and Ford all have booths out there, which is kind of wild and crazy to think about. There's some neat vehicles brought out to all those booths. Hammertown's a lot of fun. Another one in parallel with Hammertown is the pits. Going out into the pits, walking around the pits, just seeing what people are doing. You can like literally walk up to nearly anybody in the pits and talk to them about anything that's going on. Especially like if you see a vehicle get wadded up somewhere and then it gets drugged back and then you're like, I know that person. I like that driver. And then you find his pit and walk over and then you watch them disassemble and reassemble a car in a matter of minutes. It's nuts.
It's very impressive what they do.
And if you want to, if you're lucky enough, they might ask you to do something. They'll yell at you, stop standing there, grab a wrench and take this axle apart. And then all of a sudden you're hooked. You're in, you're helping. And we've is like Ultra 4 Jones last year that was building his race car on the lake bed. And how many people are out there and supporting him and helping him as he rolled that vehicle and then tore it apart and rebuild it all within like 24, 36 hours or whatever it was. It's just nuts. But people really come together and it's fun to watch the pits and go out and see the big vehicles and the rumbling of the engines and the every variety of race kind of cars in that general area. So that's another one. I highly suggest people to get the pit pass. As well, whenever you're going to get
it's a really unique feature of Ultra 4. There's not really many, if any, races. I don't want to say in the world because I just don't know enough about the different racing scenes in the world where you can do that. You can walk into their pits and say hi to the drivers and the crew, and maybe they might put you to work too. Like what other race industry market is going to do that? So it's a really unique thing about Ultra 4.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun. So I would say, enjoy Hammertown. Go walk in the pits. Along with all that, I think one of my top ones would be wake up early, show up for the very start of the race for Ultra 4. Go down into Hammertown, go where all those vehicles are lined up, getting ready to, do their victory lap or their round lap and start lining up and sending off for the start of it. It's just the rumble of the engines and the exhaust and the smell of ethanol in the air and all the exhaust fumes and just the hype and intensity of the crews and drivers. It's, you're literally standing next to these race cars that are about to leave the line.
Yeah.
And you're there.
Yeah.
You're there. You can watch it happen. You can see them blast off. And it's just a lot of fun to be a part of that and the energy around the morning of race day.
It is wild. Definitely, I think energy is the right word for it. It is an energy, man. It's palpable. It's a guttural, visceral thing and excitement of what's about to come.
Yeah.
This excitement building. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just fun. So, and then I guess maybe number 3 for me in line with that is go out, leave Hammertown, leave the valley, go find somewhere on the race course that either is an obstacle that might be fun, like go check out Chocolate Thunder during the race, go to Sledgehammer, go to Cougar Buttes, way out there, and go check out other places. Because, everybody stays around Hammertown. Everybody maybe goes to Chocolate Thunder, maybe Turkey Club, maybe Backdoor, right? But that's all like in the valley.
Yeah.
And I think there's a special understanding of hammers, of King the Hammers, when you get out of the chaos of Hammertown general area and you get out into the wilderness of what is the King of Hammers, and you're away from almost everybody, and you're out onto one obstacle where there's maybe 50 people watching, and you understand the remoteness of how you went, even just driving to Remote Pit 2, Remote Pit 2, and going from Hammertown out there, you're like, where are we?
Yep.
Why? We're so far away. It took us half an hour to get here.
Yeah. Yep.
You start to understand what the drivers are having to deal with, all the different mediums that you drove through to get yourself out to this other destination.
Yeah.
It's just really neat. You're just going through coarse sand, extremely soft sand to on top of some rocks to, it's fairly simple travel for us.
Yeah.
And then
imagine doing that at 80 miles an hour.
Getting at 80 miles an hour, but then you get out to where you're not allowed to go because the race cars are driving through it.
Yep.
And it's just a gnarly, crazy mess that you see them hit it at 30 miles an hour. And you're just like, this is nuts. So I really do appreciate the getting out of Hammertown as much as I do the visiting Hammertown.
Yeah.
I think it's almost you need a day to go just travel around, go to 5 different spots in one day and try to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Maybe you do that during, the EMC day. And then on the actual race day, Ultra 4 day, you're in Hammertown the whole time, there at the beginning of the day, hanging out at the start line. And then you're at the Jumbotron for a chunk of the day, or you go to Chocolate Thunder on lap, whatever it is, or Backdoor on a certain point, and you go check it, following along with a specific racer. And then you can be like, oh, he's going to hit Turkey Claw, in 20 minutes. Let's go over there.
Yeah.
And watch him come down Turkey Claw.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. Let's see. What was that? 3?
3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
I threw a bunch of them in there right at the end. Let's see. Are there any other ones? There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens all around the valley. I don't know if the Optima thing is going to be going on this time, or if there's the bar. The Oasis. The Oasis, the bar that happened. I didn't even go to that.
Or no, that's the Optima Oasis. It's the 40.
The 40?
Yeah.
The back 40?
The back 40, I think it's called.
What it was? Yeah, I haven't been to that. I don't even know how that was. So that's always fun. I think just, there's also a special thing about hanging around the campfire with all your mates in the afternoon, evening time. That's always a lot of fun.
I got a special mention.
You do what?
Waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
Grabbing a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And putting your chair up on top of your RV, your camper, whatever you got down there, your trailer, and just sitting up there with your coffee and listening to engines start up around you and kind of just watching the calm of the day turn into and morph into the chaos.
Yeah, that's
fun.
coming.
Yeah.
A sunrise there at King of the Hammers is very special, I think, because it's calm.
Yeah.
It's the calm before the storm.
Yeah, it's the only calm point of the 24 hours. You get like 2 hours of calmness per day, 24-hour period.
And usually
sunrise is typically one
it's
of them.
pretty like there's not a lot of wind. It's pretty like it's usually cold, but it's crisp still and nice and clear and there's not a lot of dust at that point in time. So the sunrises are usually pretty nice. And usually I don't ever see them except for race day.
Yeah.
Because that's when I'm waking up early to go down to Hammertown.
Starting line. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I think let me go with trying to meet up with friends. And if you're going to do that, it's almost near impossible to do it on the lake bed. If you're going to try to meet up with somebody, like if you have a friend, like I've got friends from, all my San Luis Obispo friends that are going to be down there. I'm already in contact with them saying, hey, I'm going to be down. Like, let's arrange a time that we're going to get together.
Yeah.
Because if you don't arrange some sort of time, you're always just trying to play when each other is free.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you free? What are you doing right now? No, I'm doing this and that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, message me later. Okay, hey, I'm free now. Are you free? Nope. No, I'm doing this and that.
Yeah.
So arrange a time, or maybe if you can, arrange a place, one of your guys' locations or something just to meet up. And I have to do that in regards to podcasting and vendors and people I'm trying to talk with networking wise. But it doesn't matter. You have to do that with your buddies if you're not camping with them. That's the only way to arrange it.
Yep.
In regards to some of that, communication is a lot better on the lake bed than it's been in years past.
Very true.
Almost all cell phone carriers are down there. I think AT&T is super strong now.
Oh, really?
And Verizon is weak.
Verizon
was it the other way around?
Verizon was always the one that had the tower nearby.
Okay.
And I for some reason Verizon was working really well last year, so they must have added another tower somewhere. And AT&T was now coming in weekly.
Okay, so
weekish, whatever it is.
They're not. I mean, cell reception has not been the best.
You're not going to be able to make voice calls.
No,
but texting actually works pretty well down there now.
Does work fairly well. And the amount of Starlinks that happen down there nowadays, it's almost near impossible to not get some sort of internet one way or another. Whether you are getting it from a buddy Starlink, you're bringing a Starlink, or you have a friend that's a vendor or something.
Yeah.
And you just like, hey, I need to send my wife a message real quick. Can I get on your Starlink?
Yeah.
Cell reception is poor, but except like at really early in the morning or really, really late at night.
Yeah.
When there's not a lot of people trying to get on.
Yep. More on that note of Starlink, Morphlate will have a Starlink at their booth. At our booth.
Yeah.
So if you guys need to get on the internet to check something, get in touch with somebody, whatever, come by the Morphlate booth. You'll get the password, and feel free to use it all you want. So
okay. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. I don't know if I really have another highlight. I think we covered that pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else could we cover down there? What about what to bring, what to do? What about the race schedule?
Yeah.
Racing schedules. For the most part, the races are, I'll start with the trophy trucks, just because those are, if you're going down for trophy truck weekend, I know a lot of people in SoCal go down there. So the trophy truck races go on, I believe it's Sunday this year.
I don't know.
Because I remember looking into it and thinking that we were going to be able to have Sunday as kind of a day off for the employees, and they have to work Sunday. So I want to say trophy trucks are running Sunday this year. But for Ultra 4 week, There is, let's see. So we'll start on the Saturday of the Ultra 4 race. So work our way backwards. It'll be easier.
Let's see. I just
Did you
pulled
pull
it
up
up.
the schedule? Okay.
Yeah. So what do we have here? So let's
start on Tuesday or Wednesday, I think is when kind of official things start happening for Ultra 4 week.
So on January 25th, it says race 1 start 2-lap race, checkpoints close at 3:30. And that is King of the Motos.
So that's coming up this weekend here.
Yep.
Or I guess last weekend when this comes out.
Yeah. This last weekend when it came out.
Yep.
There was something they called the Jeremy McGrath Hole Shot on January 25th also.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure what that is. The Jeremy McGrath King of the Grand Prix happens on the 25th, and registration opens on the 25th, and practice happens on the 26th. And then we get over to, something's cut off. Oh, wait. There we go. Sorry. My bad. There's pre-running. Course is open on 31st. On the 1st is the X-Rock Extreme Rock Crawling.
Oh, okay. I wonder where they're doing that at.
I don't know. It says there's multiple classes. There are different times that the classes happen. Short course and desert closed for pre-running.
Okay.
So yeah, February 1st has some sort of rock crawling event.
Okay.
I don't think they're doing the, what was it called last?
The shootout?
The shootout anymore.
Okay.
So, on the 3rd, there's more X class rock crawling and the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championships. That was February 3rd.
What about February 2nd?
2nd, it just says unlimited race and unlimited race ends.
So that's the trophy truck.
Is it?
That's
okay.
the trophy truck race. So it is on Sunday. Yep.
Okay. So Sunday, February 2nd is the trophy trucks, which are unlimited.
Yep.
The race starts at 9 a.m. and the race ends by 3 p.m.
Cool. Okay.
Yep. Then on the 3rd is the Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship qualifying.
Okay.
And yep. And then there's some kids races.
Oh, that's right. The kids are doing the races this year.
Yep. They're doing the
That'd be
younger
fun.
kids. On the 4th is the Yokohama Everyman Challenge qualifying.
Cool.
And then the Wednesday, the 5th, is the Can-Am Race Championship. Oh, Tech and Contingency.
Okay.
Enter at Gate 3, Race and Power Hour.
So
what's
that's
going.
Ultra 4 qualifying that day as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So then that leaves, that was a little confusing. So there was Can-Am UTV Hammers Championship Tech and Contingency.
Yeah. So that is all of your
You're checking in.
You have to get through tech by Wednesday evening.
Yes.
For UTVs.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Power Hour for Ultra 4 happens from 2 to 3 that day.
Cool.
So then on Thursday, February 6th, is the actual Can-Am UTV race.
Mm-hmm.
And the
it should be the Everyman Challenge Tech
correct
that day as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep.
And then we have on Friday is the Everyman Challenge, and the Ultra 4 guys are doing Tech. And then on Saturday, the 8th, is the Ultra 4 race.
Cool. So it gives a good rundown of the week, pretty much, a little bit, week and a half. So check that out. Who are some of our favorite racers to watch?
Oh, man. Well,
now we're going to start naming names. We're going to forget somebody, and they're going to call in and get pissed.
I know we are. There's so many great racers out there, and there's so many in our general area, too.
Yep. And we have some good friends that are racing, too. So,
yep. Yeah, it's tough to say. One thing that I'm excited about this year, and it's not, this is out of left park. I don't think that you're going to expect me to say this, but is Shannon Campbell.
You think so? You think? Well, do you think? Are you saying that because you think it's going to be entertaining to watch what he does and what he brings, or do you think he's going to win?
I'm giving him a very good chance of winning this year.
Okay.
Because he's got Ultra 4 Escort in his car.
Oh, I didn't realize Chris was running with him.
Well, what's different is he's in a 2-seater this year.
That's true.
Because normally Shannon's is in a 1-seater. I think last year he was in a 2-seater. And I think his newly wife rode with him.
Oh, really?
I don't remember. I'm not sure. I forgot how that went.
Cool. Uh-huh.
But there was talk about him being in a 2-seater, and now this year it's official. He's in a 2-seater, and yeah, our buddy Ultra 4 Escort, Chris Ray, is going to be Rhea. Sorry, excuse me, Chris Ray. Chris Rhea, Ultra 4 Escort.
Yep.
Is going to be his wrong seat. So
nice.
I think that's going to be interesting to see how things happen there for sure.
That'll be really neat. There's something to be said about single seaters versus 2-seaters, right?
Mm-hmm.
With single seaters, there's less weight in the vehicle. There's the way that you set up the drivetrain of the vehicle works better for what they use those vehicles for in a single seater, because essentially it's set up diagonally, right?
Yeah.
So your drivetrain, your transmission, your T case, your drive shafts are where person number 2 would typically sit at, kind of diagonally around you, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the rear diff's offset usually, which is crazy.
Yeah, the short side of your rear axle is like a foot long or something like that. Your diff is so offset. Whereas a 2-seater, the vehicle isn't really set up optimum like that, but you have now more resources to help with any vehicle issues, any stuck issues, any issues that the vehicle could come up with. You have just more resources. Whereas single seater, you blow a tire, man, that's a long tire change with only one person compared to 2 people.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what you're running that tire until you get to the pits.
Exactly.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
That'll be cool to see Shannon Campbell's driving experience behind the wheel with Chris's wrong seat escort service there.
Yeah.
That'll be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. It could be it'll either go down in flames or it's going to be fantastic. We'll see how that one goes.
Yes.
But and hopefully they talk about each other's personalities before they jump in the car.
Yeah.
Because I think they both have the experience to be able to pull off a victory.
Mm-hmm.
The matter is if they can work together and do it.
I bet there's probably more experience in that car than any other car.
Oh, yeah.
During this race.
I would agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
I don't think there's anybody that can kind of come close. I mean, maybe you could do a Berger and
True.
What's the driver's name?
Does he switch driver? I thought he switched drivers every once in a while.
No. Well, I forgot. But yeah, those guys, I mean, they've been running together for so long that they have all the experience.
Maybe Kyle Chaney.
Maybe.
And his co-driver.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, I don't know.
Yeah. The fun hammers are always fun to watch.
Yeah.
Those guys are cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Trent Roberts this year. TWC racing stuff that they've going on. I think Trent, did he just buy 2 more race cars?
I don't know what he's doing anymore.
I don't know. I can't keep up with this guy. I'm going to have to get down there and talk to him and figure out what the fuck is going on.
Trent, buy me a race car.
Yeah. Right? Hey, you were selling those axles? If you can afford race cars, just give me some axles, man. Yeah, I know he bought a Trent Fab chassis.
Okay.
And then I think he's moving I think he's moving stuff over from his 4800 car to the Trent Fab chassis.
Okay.
But I don't know if he's going to be racing 44 or 48.
Okay.
So I'm not even maybe he bought 2 more race cars and the Trent Fab chassis to make 1 race car.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what he's doing, but I'm definitely going to catch up with him down on the lake bed.
Mm-hmm.
Get the full story. We'll talk about things maybe before or after they happen, and we'll have a good time. Let's see. I'm getting down there Wednesday, probably going out on the Rivian run on Thursday, which means he's racing on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'll probably try to catch up with Trent on Saturday.
Okay.
So after his race to hear how things went.
Nice.
So, but he's going to have a long day because I know he's got the UTV
run too.
Thank you. run that he's doing, and he's got the Everyman Challenge, and I don't know if he's going to get into a 4400 car this year, but who knows what with that guy.
Yeah. Nice. What about, oh man, there's a bunch of names. Let's talk about our Nissan buddies.
Oh yeah.
Team Nissan.
Yeah.
Have you heard Brady? Are you guys coming out this year?
I haven't even heard
anything from them.
I have not heard a single thing about them.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I'd be interested. I'm not going to be down there, but if you guys make it out, that'd be cool to see you guys out on the track somewhere. So, we got a Team Nissan. Let's see. We've got.
If we're doing that, we might as well go Team Toyota with Sherpa Motorsports.
Sherpa, yeah.
Yep. That could be fun to see what they've got up their sleeve.
They usually do something fun and interesting each year.
Yeah.
Some fun, interesting change to the car.
So, yeah. And theirs is on the 74 weld portals too, huh?
I think they're on Marlin Crawl, the long travel, the RCLT.
Oh, they're not on portals?
Did they do portals and RCLT?
I don't know, but the guy from TWC Racing is on. He's on I think his is a 4th gen 4Runner, and it's on RCLT with portals.
Okay.
So maybe is Sherpa just on the RCLT from Marlin? No portals?
They were kind of the original ones doing most of these testing and running the RCLT out there. So I'd imagine they stayed with it, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. So those guys are fun. I've always got my buddy Edwin Adab, ADB4475, I think, racing. Great guy to watch. Excellent character, slow county crawler member.
Yep.
A lot of fun. Let's see. We got Megan Miller.
Yep.
Miller Motorsports.
Yep.
I don't think you can say that, but
yeah,
it should be.
I think that's a different team.
Yeah, different team. They're local people here. Used to be our friend Derek, with a D-Mill with a welder, was the Sequoia racer, and now his wife has gotten in behind the driver's seat and is doing fantastic things. So excited for them.
Yep.
What they've got going this year. They just got a nice race car too.
Oh, really?
They're out of that. They're out of the Jeep, and they're into an actual triple the horsepower vehicle.
Wow.
Yep. So it'll be fun to see what they've got going.
Okay. Well, then on that line too, I'm also interested to see what Amber does.
For sure.
Taking in a bomber. I mean, she got to take the car that won the 4800 last year. She got to take that and quote unquote play around with it.
Well, she
during
got
4400,
yeah.
And race 4400. So now that that was kind of, she said the first time she's really driven that car. Like she's driven it around, but never really like driven it in race scenarios. So it'll be interesting. I know that she's been using that car a lot this year. I'm curious to see what she does with a car that has now 10 to 12 times the horsepower of what she had.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I think, fun to kind of watch those two women in particular, Megan and Amber, and see how they handle their new cars this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know that Wheeling Wine and Whiskey did an interview with Megan, and they're like, "Have you contacted Amber?"
Yeah.
And then she was like, "No, but we've kind of talked, but we really should communicate with each other and talk about this." So that was kind of funny.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see who else. I mean, we got Levi. We've got to do a little shout out for him. He's our Yokohama buddy.
Yep.
So, definitely keep an eye out with him. I think he's even coming with a new car this year too.
Really? Nice.
And he sold his old one.
Oh, really?
Like Loretta or something like that. I think, he got rid of it.
Wow.
So I don't know if somebody bought that and is going to race that. But yep. So we got to give a good shout out to Levi and the Capreras, our Yokohama friends over there. So they've got some good racing coming up ahead of them. Maybe I can see if maybe I'll say hi to Levi. We were supposed to do an interview with Levi this last year, but it never really worked out. Yeah. So maybe I'll go say hi and tell him, show that I'm a real person.
Yeah. And, I do exist.
Yeah. And maybe we can make that happen.
Let's see, there's them. God, who else? We've interviewed Justin Reese in the past.
Rusty Nail Racing. I know that our buddy Rob from Cruise Moab won a trip to King of the Hammers through Rusty Nail Racing, and is going to be out at King of the Hammers at the Rusty Nail pits.
That'll be fun.
So I might have to go say hi to that guy.
Yeah, you got to go see Rob. Let's see. So we got Justin Reese. Man, there's I just had another one. I mean, the Randy will be out there, and Nick Bailey and all that crew.
Oh yeah.
So it's always interesting to see what Randy ends up doing.
Oh yeah.
So there's there's that. The Slossons, Randy and Mike, and Amber, I guess too now. So, God, who else? Who else? There's more.
Oh, there's hundreds. I mean, how do we even cover?
I'm trying to think of like ones that we've interacted with and the listeners know of because they've gotten to hear them on the podcast or see them before.
Oh, I don't know.
There's also WFR. Wicks Family Racing.
Oh, I was like, wait, who's that?
Who are those guys?
Oh, yeah, Justin and Eric. I don't think Eric's racing this year, though.
He's not.
Yeah.
He had some troubles finishing the car.
Yes.
The new car. So
I'm not sure if he had troubles or a supplier had troubles.
The supplier had troubles, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Supplier let him down. But the Wicks will be out there in the Bora car.
Yep.
So they'll be out there racing for sure. I believe Justin's driving again.
Okay, great.
So
I wonder if he's doing King of the Motos also.
I don't think so. I heard that I think it was last year he did King of the Motos, side by side, every man, and the 4400.
Jeez.
I was like, dude, you're crazy.
A little too much.
Yeah, I think it was a little too much. So I'm not sure which ones exactly he's racing. I know for sure he's doing 44 though.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah, he's always a fun person to watch for sure.
Yeah.
I'm also, or is there anything else you wanted to talk about the Wicks?
Nope.
Just go Aussie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also interested to see how the Gomez brothers, what they bring this year.
I'm curious too.
We've never ever talked to them, but we've talked. They're such a big name in the industry, and they've done so successful. Been so successful these last few years in the competition. I want to see if they can continue to do so.
Yeah, I think that the ones to keep your eye on this year are going to be kind of any of the Gomez brothers. I feel like at any given day of the week, any of them could win. I think Levi Shirley is a good one to watch for, as always, especially if he's coming with a new car this year. Although that could always have its problems too.
There's always a new car blues, that's for sure.
Yep. And I think Shannon Campbell, I think that's a good one. I think it's a really good combo there with Shannon and Chris teaming up in that car. That's going to be a big one to keep your eyes on as well. You can never count out Randy.
Nope.
And then the other one.
Lauren? Not Lauren?
Not Lauren. I don't know. You can never discredit counting Lauren out.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about Wolf. I don't know. You can't really count. He's entertaining for sure.
Yes.
He's like John Webb, right?
Okay.
I love to see the Wolves and John Webb out racing because they're just entertaining to watch. Some of the shit that they pull in those cars is absolutely amazing.
No, was he the first one to jump down back door?
I think so. Yeah.
If not, it probably I can't imagine who else it would be.
Yeah, I think he did it first. Everybody was like, "What?" Everyone's heads exploded, and then 20 other people did it that day. Everyone was like, "Oh, somebody else jumped down back door." Yeah, somebody else jumped it.
Yeah, and it was once somebody showed that it is possible. I'm sure they've all talked about it.
Yeah.
Like, do you think we could come down this hill enough so that right as we get to this flat, our suspension compresses, but we throttle it at the same time, and it can launch us off? And everybody's like, "Yeah, that'd be funny if that worked." And Wolf is back there going like, "I'm fucking gonna do it. Right? We're gonna find out."
Yeah, that dude, man. So those guys, Wolf and Webb, are always entertaining to watch on the race course. Good dudes. God, he had a brand new car last year and almost won it. He was like in first place, leading the pack
a long time,
the entire race up until like the last 30 minutes or half hour or something like that. Local Bay Area. I can picture the car. It's red, white, and blue.
Yes, I know. And he's he's won before.
Yes, he's a 3-time king. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name? Everybody's screaming at
their radio right now. I think if I was gonna put money on somebody winning, I think it'd be Shannon or this guy.
Shearer.
Thank you, Shearer. God damn.
Sorry,
how can we forget that name?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Brian, for saving our day.
Oh man, Shearer.
Yes.
No, I think especially with the new car last year and seeing how well it did as a brand new car, I think I think he's got a good shot this year.
Yeah.
Kind of getting that thing dialed in. It looked good last year the entire day.
Yes.
Until it didn't.
Right.
So I really like Schurer's chances as well this year.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think these are a good list of suggestions. If everybody out there has their own suggestions, please feel free to call in. We probably won't get to it till after King of the Hammers, unfortunately.
It'd be kind of fun though to see what people's predictions were in the voicemails after Hammers.
Sure. I mean, we can do that. If you call in and tell us who you think's going to win. And if you guessed right, we'll send you some stickers or a small swag pack or something like that.
You get a prize of getting to call in again.
You get a prize to call in again, for sure. We'll figure something out. But yeah, call in, tell us predictions. Just give us a name or, something that you think they're going to win in a specific race. EV doesn't count because there might only ever be one in there.
Yeah. I'm really bummed. All those, what is the 10?
The test
EV?
10.
No, not the test 10. The 10 EV setups that Dave Cole gave out to people.
Yeah. Nothing ever became
those
of
ever came in it?
Nope.
Bum.
Yeah, I know. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Did want to say, though, if you're not able to make it to King of the Hammers, the streaming service that happens on YouTube is top notch. It's phenomenal. So go over to YouTube. I think all you need to do is type in Ultra 4 and it'll pop up and give you all the information of what's going on. There's live feeds. A lot of interviews happen. It's really, really good. I would almost say it's better than being at the race. There's
lots of times when we're out on the lake bed and we're like, let's go back to camp because the live feed is better than sitting in Hammertown.
You see a lot more of the race watching the Jumbotron or watching the live feed than you would going out to a specific obstacle. So it's a lot of fun to watch that. If you can't make it down, it's definitely a good thing to watch. Yep.
Cool, man. I think that's a good end to the episode.
Yeah.
Fun way to end it, getting to talk about what our predictions are.
Sure.
Who's going to win it? Who's going to be fun to watch?
It's Shannon.
You're going Shannon?
First time king.
I think that's a good guess. I'm going to go with Schurer just so that we don't have the same guess.
Okay.
But I'm secretly, I think Shannon and Chris is a deadly combo. Like I like their chances. So.
Yep. I think it'll come down to mechanical sympathy.
I think it's going to come down to their transmission. It seems like the Campbells have transmission issues every year.
Yeah, they do.
Past few years.
There's been times, though, that I've been on course doing some filming or shooting, and Campbell is going the wrong way and went the wrong way just because he can't see the screen.
Yeah.
And,
he needs a navigator.
And he has to go back and he has to backtrack and go the wrong way, like back the way he came. To make the right turn. And it's times like that it's like you just lost yourself like half an hour, 40 minutes on a race that comes down to that amount of time.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think with somebody like Chris being able to keep him on track, I think it's going to be a very deadly combo.
Yeah. I think that's a good call.
Yep.
We'll see, man. All right. Well, that does it for today. If you guys have feedback, you want to give us your predictions. All right. Well, that does it for today. If you guys want to give us your shout outs, your feedback, your predictions, who you guys are watching in the race, give us a call. Brady, if you guys are racing, give us a call, leave us a voicemail, man. And that number is 916-345-4744. We'll probably play it after we get back from Hammers, after Hammers is over, but we will get to them. And it'll be fun to see what you guys' predictions were. I think that'll be fun. So, Jimmy, any final stuff for everybody out there?
I'm going to go right back to the start of this episode and say beer, 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 and beer.
Out of that, my friends, keep crawling.
Maybe some whiskey. Where do little trees go to become Christmas trees?
North Pole. Duh. No?
No.
Oh. I don't know then.
elementary school.
Elementary school? Stretch.
Kind of. Yeah. I was kind of trying to see if it was an elm, which is a type of tree, but not usually a Christmas tree. So, yeah, I don't know. That one was fair. Not the best.